I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu Date. Here are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Coming up tonight, Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame says Professor Michael Quay's declaration of the Formina seat as vacant in the 7th Parliament was unconstitutional.
Court clears NDC and battled parliamentary candidates for Memphis Central to contest December 7 parliamentary elections.
And later in the bulletin, over 15,000 patients with kidney diseases to benefit from free dialysis starting December 1.
In business news, Ghana Cocoa Farmers Association describes price increase as election gimmick.
And on the international front, the Kremlin has dismissed reports that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin spoke in recent days and called it pure fiction. We have the details of all these stories and more. Be part of the show. Let's hear what you think and make of the many stories we have for you tonight.
We first begin from the court, where the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame has described as unconstitutional the decision by the Speaker of Parliament of the 7th Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay. The AG's statement was part of argument he made regarding the interpretation of the Constitution, which was relied by Alban Babin to declare 4 seats vacant. A report by Lord Idwasari.
When the case was called, lawyers of the Speaker of Parliament failed to show up in court. At the last adjourned date, they had indicated that they would confer with their client and file their processes. The 7-member panel of justices presided over by Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu proceeded the hearing of the substantive matter after recording the development and noting that the Speaker's lawyers had failed to file their statement of case and memorandum of issues. In his arguments for the interpretation of Article 97(1)(g) and (h), Attorney General Dame made a case as to why decisions by members of Parliament going into an election should not affect the composition of the House prior to the elections. He indicated that a previous decision by Speaker of the 7th Parliament was unconstitutional.
Especially this situation that we find ourselves in before the court had again occurred in Parliament, in the 7th Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament, just like the current Speaker, ruled that there had been a vacation of seats. My respectful submission on that point is that such ruling was erroneous. The ruling that affected the status of Honorable Isiama Maredi, I love because the gentleman suffered a lot.
Lead counsel for Afenyo Mark and Joe Gate also reiterated that the Speaker sidestepped his authority in declaring the 4 seats vacant.
We consolidate 1 to 4 deals with the vacation of office. At the Memorandum 5 deals with whether the Speaker has the power to give the ruling he gave or not. And my submission that he doesn't. We've addressed this sufficiently in our statement of case.
After hearing the arguments, Court President Gertrude Tokonu adjourned the proceedings and deferred the judgments on the interpretation of Article 97(1)(g) and (h) to Tuesday. Lord Idwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
We will bring you updates of what will transpire in the courts tomorrow at midday when the Supreme Court does rule. Still in the courts, though, the Secondary High Court has cleared the National Democratic Congress candidate for Memphis Central, Joanna Jan Kujo, to contest in the December 7 parliamentary elections after setting aside an earlier injunction. Joanna Jan Kujo had earlier been barred from holding herself as a parliamentary candidate by the court.
The Accra High Court last Thursday had dismissed an application by the NDC that sought to restrain the Electoral Commission from printing the notice of polls and ballot papers for Amenfi Central. The NDC wanted the court to stop the EC from printing the ballot papers pending the final determination of its suit challenging the Commission's decision not to recognize Joanna Jan Kujo as the duly elected NDC candidate for Amenfi Central. At the Second High Court on Monday, lead counsel for Joanna Kujo, Eduji Tamaklo, urged the court to consider the substantive disqualification case, noting that any further delay could disenfranchise his client and prevent her from participating in the December 7 parliamentary elections. Presiding Judge Jan Konto agreed to review the substantive case and advised the parties to consider an out-of-court settlement before the scheduled hearing. They, however, couldn't do so. An elated Amenfi Central parliamentary candidate spoke after she was cleared to contest.
I thank God and all the NDC members in Amenfi Central, branch executives, constituency executives, for coming home, and we are going to do our campaign lunch. And after the campaign lunch, then so I know that the people are waiting for me and they are happy. So I want to tell them that they should just go and find something to eat and drink and be happy and thank God.
Her lawyer, Eduji Tamaklo, urged the Electoral Commission to heed to the directive of the court.
The Electoral Commission rep is in court. He is aware the court has vacated the injunction. The basis on which they disqualify Joanna Jan is based on the injunction order. Now that the injunction has been vacated, Jane Mensah should do the right thing.
Right, so let's stay on this subject. Joining us on phone now is counsel for the Amenfi Central parliamentary candidate and NDC's Director of Legal Affairs, Eduji Tamaklo. Mr. Tamaklo, thank you for your time. To start with, many will be interested to know, looking at how this case has traveled, what was exactly your argument that managed to get the court to rule in your favor?
Okay, am I talking to my brother Date?
Yes, this is Martin.
Martin, okay, so Martin, once again, good evening to your viewers. I want to start first by thanking the presiding judge. I'm exceedingly grateful that today, when the prayer was made, he graciously gave attention to it, and at the end of the day, find merit in the arguments that were made, and therefore decided to grant the application. We are exceedingly grateful to him. We are grateful to the court. Now that said, as you rightly pointed out, and the insight you played, our resolve and our prayer is that the Electoral Commission will act timeously in getting Madame Joanna Kujo Jan restored onto the voters, the notice of poll and the ballot paper immediately. Remember that we have only 26 days to the election. We are committed, and I urge the rank and file of our party in Amenfi Central to get ready. We are all going to come down to get to the various communities to work than never before. This is a seat that from 1992 we have never lost.
Right.
I have no doubt at all in my mind that with the support of the Almighty God and the support of the constituency executives, the rank and file of our party, the regional executive with our national executive, we will maintain that seat.
Right, and Mr. Tamaklo, right, so have you formally, so maybe let's stay in the courts, did the representative of the Electoral Commission, were they in court?
Like I pointed out earlier, there was a rep of the Electoral Commission in court today. When the case was called, a gentleman stood up and indicated that he's the one representing the Electoral Commission. In any case, we have taken formal steps to procure copies of the order, which we are hopeful by close of day tomorrow, even tomorrow afternoon, we should get the order. In fact, I stayed after court. I stayed to ensure that the order was properly typed and everything.
Right.
We expect that my Lord will go through, and once everything is correct, we would have it procured and immediately serve the electoral commission. We do not have the benefit of time. Martin.
Okay. Right. Mr. Tamaklo, thank you for those quick updates. We would have to leave it here for now.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Right, and so we've been speaking to Edwidji Tamaklo, who is the Director of Legal Affairs for the National Democratic Congress. We'll see how the campaign activities now change or turn up in the constituency. You're still watching TV3. This is News 360.
And this is your election command center. With the 2024 elections just 2 weeks away, there is a lot of anticipation. Latest Global Info Analytics poll suggests 28% of voters approve President Akufo-Addo's performance, while a resounding 65% express disapproval. We bring you a news desk report.
The discontent, according to the Global Info Analytics, is widespread, touching nearly every region of the country except the Ashanti region, where a majority still stand behind the president. But outside of his stronghold, in a crucial swing region like the Central Region, Western and Greater Accra region, disapproval is high. Here in Accra, an overwhelming 7 out of 10 citizens express frustration with the current leadership. What might this mean for the election itself? If today were election day, the data points in one clear direction: a lead for John Dramani Mahama, the former president and candidate of the National Democratic Congress. Well, according to the poll, Mahama holds 52% of projected votes, outpacing his main rival, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, who stands at 41.3%. Mahama's lead is strengthened by a wave of support from young and first-time voters who favor him by a sweeping margin. In fact, Mahama's influence is felt in 13 out of the Ghana's 16 regions, leaving Bawumia leading in only 3. It's a crucial divide, one that reflects Ghana's large concerns. The economy is weighing heavily on the minds of Ghanaians, with 3/4 of voters list it as a top priority, with jobs close behind.
Right, so let's look at some of the specific numbers that have just been put out by Global Info Analytics, and I would want to give at least some background to the total number of people that were surveyed. Over 2,500 people across the country were surveyed by Global Info Analytics, and these are some of the key findings from their polls. And it was between the month of October and early November. So it's just about a period of a week. That's when they sampled these people via phone call. So they randomly called people and asked them a set of questions. And based on the answers that they aggregated, they were able to extrapolate these numbers. And I'll take you through them quickly. So for instance, out of the 2,500 and over people that were surveyed, 52% of them say that they will vote for John Dramani Mahama. 41.3% say they will vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We have Alan Kojo Tremantin coming third. Coincidentally, it looks as though he and Cheddar or Nana Kwame Bediako have been swapping the third position. Clearly, the third force isn't doing as much as we expect in terms of numbers, but this is what the polls say. And all the other candidates, so far we have about 12 people on the ballot paper. That is, if Ekuadonko's party, the Ghana Freedom Party, also file, they will be all captured amongst these 0.4% people, parties that are also going to be contesting. But the key interest is between the NDC and the NPP. 52% say they are going to vote for the NDC. And a number of polls your election command center followed in the last few days indicate that it is likely that the 2024 election will be a one-touch victory for whoever wins. According to this poll, though, that victory is going to the NDC. Also, it goes on to do the gender divide. And clearly, for the male-female proportion, 52% of men who were surveyed say they will vote for John Dramani Mahama. 51% are women, and the women say they will vote for JDM. Also, for the Dr. Bawumia numbers, 41% say they will vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. 42% say they will vote for him. Now, 42% because it looks as though for Dr. Bawumia, we have more women agreeing to vote for the NPP candidate than men. It could also come or be because of the political promises they have made. If you follow closely, the NDC is talking about a women's bank. The NPP is, making similar promises along those lines. So it is of concern or of interest how we have more men agreeing or deciding to vote for JDM, but we have more women, just about +1, deciding to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. 2% male, 2% female for Alan Chemartin. 4% say they will vote for Nana Kwame Bediako. An equal number of females say they will vote for Nana Kwame Bediako. So the gender divide is also very clear. Now, another interesting component of the people who were surveyed are education, or people who have some level of education. And an interesting breakdown of it shows that people who have at least junior high school certification say that, 49% of them say they will vote for John Dramani Mahama, and 43% say they will vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. People who have at least senior high school certification, we have a sizable chunk of 53% saying they will vote for the NDC candidate John Mahama, 42% saying they will vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, this particular demographic is interesting because you know that the NPP right now have intensified their campaign when it comes to education and have in previous years been focusing on the free senior high school and its benefits to people and why they need to vote for them. But if you look at these numbers, and if it is anything to go by, you can tell that although it is this current government that instituted the free senior high school policy, a number of them still think that they are likely to vote for the NDC candidate. People with a minimum of tertiary education, 57%, and that's quite a huge number, 57% say they'll vote for NDC, 33% say they'll vote for MPP, and people with no formal education, 47% say they'll vote for NDC, 46% say they'll vote for NPP, and that is actually very slim when you're looking at people with no formal education. So we will be doing a lot more of these kinds of polls and analysis so you can also be part of the bigger conversation on your election command center. Back to you, Portia.
Thank you so much, Martin, for that update. And still on elections, we can now introduce our team of reporters joining us live from their various regions. Faisal Abdul Idrisu is in the Volta region, and he will be speaking to us about a 47-year-old Kojosika Samuel who contested in the Pando constituency as an independent candidate in the 2020 elections and left a huge impression on voters, polling 29% of the votes. Kwame Kanaluwe, our reporter in the Northeast region, will be talking to us about voter expectations in the region. Castro Senyala will report about the removal of Dr. Bonaventure Alijibam from office as Managing Director of the irrigation company of the Upper East region. Let's first start from the Volta region and speak to Faisal. Faisal, thank you so much for your time. Can you talk to us about 47-year-old Kojosika Samuel, who contested in the Pando constituency as an independent candidate and left a huge impression on voters, polling 29% of the votes. And with a few weeks to the December polls, he's back in the race, relishing the prospect of snatching the seat which has been won by the opposition National Democratic Congress since 1992. Faisal, thank you so much for your time. You have been interacting with the candidate. What has he been saying?
Well, Portia, like you rightly stated, the Pando constituency has been an NDC since it was created. In the last 12 years, it has been represented by Honorable the Toa, the NDC. You realize that from 2012 up until the last NDC parliamentary primary, Honorable the Toa has actually depreciated in terms of the numbers of votes he was getting. In the last election, he had about 13,000 votes. But in the 2015 elections, he actually had more than 19,000 votes, clocking some 82% of the vote at the time. In the last election, Samuel Kojosika joined the race as an independent candidate and had about 8,000 votes against Honorable Delasoe's 13,000 votes, which represented 29% for Kojosika. It tells us that he's back in the race, he's been interacting with constituents, and that he's pretty sure that this time around, the owners of the constituency who are voters in the Kwando constituency would give him the mandate to lead the Kwando constituency. Indeed, the NDC at their last parliamentary primaries selected Sebastian Day, a new candidate who is now replacing the last one, the incumbent MP. And so the NDC has a new candidate against Samuel Kojosika, the independent candidate, and one other person for PNP.
Whether you belong to a political party or not, you can present yourself. And the Constitution again let us know that you can decide to be on party or you can be independent, which if the people of the constituency see that you are fit and you are capable, that you can represent them, the seat belongs to them. And I have the courage. I am the capable person which the noble people of this constituency will choose to be there.
Thank you so much, Faisal. And from the Volta region, voters in Walewale and Bunturugu Natanduri constituencies in the Northeast region are not only eager to cast their vote, but they have expressed their expectations, capturing the aspirations, challenges, and key issues that burdens them as the December 7 election approaches. Our correspondent, Kwame Kanaluwe in the Northeast region, has been speaking to some voters and joins us with more. Thank you so much for your time. Can you tell us, you have been engaging with ordinary voters in the Northeast region. What are they saying? Hello, Kwame. Yes, you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have actually been speaking with some of the voters in the Northeast region, especially the Walewale constituency and the Bunkurugu Napanduri constituency. Majority of the voters in the two constituencies have actually expressed their concerns. And what they are expecting is a peaceful and transparent elections. Some of them actually have voiced out their concerns, saying that the two political parties, the NPP, NDC, have failed them. And because of this, they are yet to decide as to whether they will go to the polls to vote or not. Meanwhile, some of them have actually pledged that they are going to support either NDC or NPP.
Just like the Americans have had a very peaceful election, I'm equally expecting Ghanaians to elect leaders through the ballot in a peaceful way. I've not made up my mind yet. I'm 13 presidential candidates, so I'm studying all. I'm sure before the 7th election, I'll make up my mind.
Because when you're my bro, and yes, you are no moon to me, your brand or my breath, said your market gun and I could do the yeah, she show my brand to call skin three, then came to Miss Panshan night.
Saying that we exist peacefully, that one is very true. But that doesn't mean that the people of Walewale constituency have made up their mind that they are going in all out for John Dramani Mahama and Honorable Abuba. No, that is not the case. But I am voting for MPP, both parliamentary and then presidential. That doesn't prevent me from sitting with NDC members in their base or their parliament to talk.
And thank you, Kwame. And from the Northeast region, let's go to the Upper East region, where the Regional Minister, Dr. Ben Salih Hafiz, has carried out directives from the Office of the Chief of Staff to remove Dr. Bonaventure Alijibam from office as Managing Director of the Irrigation Company of the Upper East region. And during a visit to the company, the minister announced the removal of Dr. Alijibam with immediate effect and introduced an acting Managing Director to the staff. Our Upper East regional correspondent, Castro Sanyala, has been following this issue for months and joins us with more. Castro, thank you so much for your time. We know a lot was expected from authorities, especially after the agitated workers locked up the offices of the company. Can you give us an understanding of what happened today when the minister visited?
Right, Portia. The Upper East Regional Minister, Dr. Ben Salih Hafiz, arrived to expectant workers who for a long time have called for the exit of the MD, who they have accused of several things, including misappropriation of funds of the company. But before the regional minister would even get to the premise of the company, the entire premises of ICOR was heavily guarded by almost 17 policemen. The minister arrived, first of all, held meetings with the security agencies, and later on called in workers of ICOR and engaged them for an hour before he called them back together, both security and then these workers, engaged them before he finally introduced the acting managing director in the person of Charles Ayana Abotiela to them and said that from today going on, onwards, this is your new acting MD and all must work together with him to ensure that he's able to deliver on his mandate. Let's listen to what the Upper East Regional Minister, Dr. Bin Saleh, had to say.
I have been tasked to ensure that the new person, who is Mr. Charles Aboyela, takes office today. Indeed, I have informed the former managing director, Dr. Aligibam, but unfortunately, he is not here with us. But we will not allow an individual to truncate or slow down this process. Mr. Charles Aboyela is a staff of this organization. Indeed, he is a management member, so it was not difficult introducing him to the staff. All that we expect that the narrative will change. ICOR has been in the news for the negative reason for a very long time. But with today, it is my expectation that anytime any issue come out from this place, it should be something that will be beneficial.
Castro, thank you so much for the update, and I have been engaging with our regional correspondents, Faisal Idrisu from the Volta region, Kwame Kanaluwe from the Northeast region, and Castro Sanyala from the Upper East region.
All right, let's go to one of our headline stories we have for you this evening, and it's good news for especially persons with kidney conditions. So over 15,000 patients with kidney diseases will have their burdens alleviated in the next month. That's the new promise of the New Patriotic Party's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He says that the treatment for dialysis will be free for everybody in the country under the National Health Insurance Scheme from December 1.
Statistics according to the Renal Registry in Ghana show that over 90% of approximately 15,400 patients who require dialysis treatment are not receiving it. Statistics also show that approximately 13.3% of Ghanaians are at risk of kidney disease, with only about 1,195 patients currently receiving hemodialysis treatment. Until this year, dialysis treatment operated with a cash and carry system, with many patients unable to afford. The National Health Insurance Authority sought to change the narrative with the introduction of a policy providing free dialysis for persons below 18 and above 60, while those between 18 and 59 received subsidized dialysis. However, the policy since its inception in June 2024 faced a myriad of challenges with regards to delays in payments. According to the NHIA, however, the policy has already spent over 1.5 million cedis across 6 different hospitals, including the Kolebu and Komfo-Anokye teaching hospitals. But in a recent development, flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party on a campaign tour has promised free dialysis treatment for all starting December 1.
Kidney problems. Dialysis.
There are so many people suffering from kidney problems, so 6 months ago, we started the piloting of the free dialysis. We are ending the piloting, and so from December 1, all kidney dialysis patients will be treated freely under the NHIS.
Still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. When we return, we'll let you know what's happening in the world of business. Sports will also come after.
Bawumia once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
One bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
I love President Charcoal. Why?
When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste.
That's both charcoal and lemon.
Oh, does it?
Yes. Look right here.
Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has two of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally.
Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, #1 on the ballot.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is Friday, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
You're looking for a bank to rely on? Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be pray, no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Woo!
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
To us trendsetters, to us fashion lovers, to us who flirt with beautiful, unique and attractive fragrance, to us who sing of our magnificent life. Daring to feel different today means impacting a pleasant scent. For tomorrow's dawn, feel good, feel strong. Together let's break these rules and set new ones with slam. Together let's break these rules and set new ones with slam.
Under the MPP, we have arrested the rapid depreciation of the city.
A nose-diving currency.
Why are you running?
Which has rather arrested the person who said he would arrest, he had arrested it.
I understand.
The dollar has rather arrested him. And so we're looking for him, we can't find him. I asked the IGP if he had the key so that we could find where Vice President was, and he said he doesn't have it.
I understand.
I'm still amazed by the stuff that comes out of your mouth.
Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
One choice, multiple styles. All big, all unique.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association has expressed dissatisfaction with the recent increase in cocoa prices, calling it inadequate and suggesting it may be an election tactic. President Akufo-Addo announced that cocoa farmers would now receive 49,600 Ghana cedis per ton, a slight increase from the 48,000 cedis set at the start of the season on September 1. Speaking to 3 Business, the association's president, Stevenson Anane Boateng, argued that this adjustment by the government indicates that a higher price of cocoa could have been offered earlier.
This one, we may term it as a Jekoto Abamame. Take it and vote for me. I mean, how should he sit down until now and he's giving us this money as an increase? When we heard the announcement, we were very, very annoyed, knowing very well that it can be increased. So now that he has increased it, what does it mean? It means that we should take the money and vote for them. But this is not political. Somebody who hear or listen to what I'm saying might think I'm talking about the political issue. This is not political. We cocoa farmers are also fighting for our interests and our welfare. Mind you, government does not own even the cocoa farm for which somebody will claim or say that we are doing cocoa business to help governments one. No. We are doing the cocoa. Government does not give anything to support of our cocoa business. Government doesn't do anything. Cocoa board is there and we don't see the need of cocoa board being there because it does nothing for us.
Now, the Dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gachi, has stressed the importance of equipping revenue mobilizers with the necessary education and knowledge to excel in their roles. This expertise will enable them to work efficiently and effectively, ultimately boosting revenue mobilization for the country.
To achieve the goal of improved revenue mobilization, the officers should possess a combination of skills, including technical and communication skills, problem-solving skills, and the flexibility to adjust to changing economic conditions, policies, and regulations. These skills can help tax administrators to optimize their performance, enhance revenue collection, and contribute to the country's economic growth.
Our aim is to ensure that we impact on the human development of the country. And to do that, we need to collaborate with industry, we need to collaborate with government institutions, especially critical institutions and revenue generating institutions. So that is exactly what we are doing, to sharpen the skills of revenue mobilizers for the country.
Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Brigadier General Zeblim Bawa Ayorogo, has emphasized the importance of officers staying up to date with the latest trends in revenue mobilization.
The whole program is about customs. So if you go to school and learn the tenant skills and ability of our customs, it means that you are increasing the proficiency in the custom regime by way of learning. That is why it's important. That's why I re-emphasize that all my custom officers should go to school.
Now, MTN Mobile Money has celebrated 15 years of impact and innovation in Ghana, highlighting its impact on the economy in ensuring increased financial inclusion. Top-performing partners, agents and merchants who have been instrumental in the growth of MTN Momo were recognized at a National Stakeholder Dinner and Awards in Accra. Christian Yale brings the rest of the story.
In 2009, a novel idea was birthed to provide Ghanaians with convenient, secure, and affordable financial services on their mobile devices. It grew rapidly, becoming a financial powerhouse for millions of users nationwide. Having overcome numerous challenges, MTN Momo, on its 15th anniversary, is seeking to unlock new opportunities to expand its reach.
We continue to see significant opportunity, and some would choose to call it gaps, in the area of digital payments, cross-border payments, insurance, investment and wealth management, and e-commerce.
In the next decade, MTN Momo aims to create financial freedom by focusing more on partnerships to drive unrivaled growth.
Into the future, we are trying to get more transactions within the shortest possible time so that we can serve everybody and make sure that everybody is included in payments ecosystem in Ghana. PIN is your personal identification number, something that you own, that you don't have to share.
MTN Momo has partnered with the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems, GIPS, to generate a universal QR code for increased access.
If they are an MTN customer, they can go to MTN and MTN can develop a QR code for them. If you don't have a smartphone, you can look at a terminal ID, and just like you do for USSD, and it will go straight into their MTN mobile money wallet.
The MTN Momo at 15 National Stakeholder Dinner and Awards Night saw distinguished partners, agents and banks recognized. Rita Tete, the woman who shot the first Momo advert, was honored with a cash prize of 30,000 cedis. It was an incredible night of comedy, music, great company, and a celebration of the remarkable journey of MTN Mobile Money.
Now we all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Up next, the sports.
I am the same. Me too, and Mabaha. Me a list of baby I make over Ghana. And my Yinano. Judgment here about so say. Mint Chamutia. At the same Baha.
2025. We are starting for 2025. Nobody wants. You only Ghana 2025. The secret is open up. Let's say it. Nobody will Ghana accept you. Let's say it.
Munina Muoko promote. How are you? Media Mamui. Munyusuno. Any diemu. Mama Maobi and Tomo Sabre. No, I can't say Obama Musikana Monkoto. Happy Wenso. Bosumi ayeko to abano. Umsha eyesan. 12. 12. Na munkai hu se ebo 12 o'clock ewiabo. Se sambo 12 o'clock biema adechi. Se 12 mams ne ba pe afini sisa. E trese nyankopon ode sisa ye bi ba. Enti na ukọ ballot ne so a ubekai 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 11, 12. Ube usa aya branche na oho. Onu pa ene wotru yi. Ni aka ni nyina aya nkokrafo.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where do my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
Whoops,
and then it's special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours, and yet it's not in.
You told me last year telling me this.
What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours, he'll do my passport for me.
Oh,
see, that's
the same thing applies to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week.
Process. That's what they do.
Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours, yeah, I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application. By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card.
What is it true?
Yeah, Obisa. It is possible.
Esuro, boat number 1 on the ballot.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, number 1 on the ballot.
Sanlam and Allianz is now Sanlam Allianz, Africa's largest insurer.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. We begin with the national team, that's the Black Stars, who have opened camp for the upcoming 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers ahead of the team's crucial games against Angola and Niger. 25 players were initially called up by Otoado last week, but on Monday, 8 of those players were replaced due to injury. My colleague Billy Shen was at the stadium to meet the team's first training session.
Now, the 8 players who began the first training session for the Black Stars include Mohamed Kudus, Jojo Wolocott, Osman Bukari. There's also Gideon Mensah, Elisha Usu, and the 3 local-based players as well. The players mostly engaged in shooting drills and passing drills, with the technical team watching with eagle eyes, and also with all smiles in a calm environment to make sure that the players were comfortable and getting ready for that big game against Angola in the AFCON 2025 qualifiers. Now, 8 players have already arrived, but there's the expectation that a lot more will arrive on Tuesday for the second training session as well.
Yes, we're expecting the other players to arrive tonight. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a full house. I think Ebenezer Annan is the only player who will arrive on Tuesday. Tuesday, so it means he will train on Wednesday. And then we will jet off to Angola. From yesterday, yes, this is the number we have. You remember that there were late, withdrawals as well, so that affected the number. Other than that, we would have had all the England-based players in the team.
But on Thursday, Sudan will be playing against Niger, and that game could decide Ghana's fate in the AFCON 2025 qualifiers. Because if Sudan draw or win, then Ghana are automatically out. And Gideon Mensah and the rest of the team will be watching keenly and hoping that they can also create the opportunity to get all 6 points out of a possible 6 to qualify.
Yes, I mean, like I said, we are made for this. The journey is always not going to be smooth. We've come to a junction where we have to hope and then work for ourselves. So obviously, like you said, we're going to watch the game and then see what's going to happen in the game. But at the end of the day, the focus is to win our 6 points, and then everything that's going to happen on the side, we are there for it.
The expectation will be that 22 players will be on camp on Tuesday to train once more and have a live training session on Wednesday before flying to Luanda and then training for the final time on Thursday for the game against Angola on the 15th, which is Friday. Bilishan for 3 Sports from the Accra Sports Stadium.
Let's do some more here, where Premier League referee David Coote has been suspended after a video allegedly showing him making derogatory comment about Liverpool and club's former manager Jurgen Klopp was circulated on social media. Refereeing body PGMOL says the suspension comes into force with immediate effect and is pending a full investigation. Well, that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Oreku Ampofo. Up next on the bulletin is entertainment with Adrianoela.
Bawumia once said,
"We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast."
In 2020, we will promise an airport and a harbour. Fast forward to today. Absolutely nothing. Show working. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Place to thrive.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook, I can paint. You like no other. Indomie, you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy. I love my Indomie.
This advert is FDA approved.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, #1 on the ballot.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
The economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
The unemployment rate, which stood at just 8% in 2016, has hit an all-time high of 15%. The latest 2024 Afrobarometer indicates that unemployment is the biggest problem facing the nation. You trust this liar at your own peril. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
And
entertainment news segment is brought to you by Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil, powered by 3 Entertainment.
Good evening. Let's get into some entertainment news updates here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, promising singer AJ Tunes was adjudged star performer after a thrilling round of performances on the first eviction night of TV3 Mentor Season 13. Now, AJ told 3 Entertainment that he took the criticisms of the judges in good faith and worked on himself to become a better performer.
But our star performer of the night is AJ Tunes.
Congratulations going out to AJ Tunes.
Crazy, you know, like it's one thing to know how to do the thing, and there's another thing to listen to the judges. So along the week, I've been listening to the judges and they tell me things, and I take my pen and my book and I write them and I work on them. And I want to thank all of them because they are grooming me in such a beautiful way in this journey, from my branding to my performing, now to my singing and to my art as a person. I'm glad about that. I want to say shout out to Richie Mensah for giving me that hard truth, and I had to change my look and it was good. Performance, they spoke about how to sing properly and everything, and it's working for me, and I'm glad. And I want to say thank you all to the judges, Kwabena, for your words tonight. I'll forever hold this dear to my heart, and I'm going to make everybody proud, but I'm coming hard because I will take every critique and everything they tell me, and I will do it. Thank you so much.
Now to some more stories. Ghanaian Afro roots musician and a 4-time Grammy nominee, Rocky Dawuni, has expressed cautious optimism in grabbing his first Grammy. Now, he told Owusu Orai that his 2024 single, Rise, nominated in the 2025 Grammy Awards for the Best Global Music Performance category, is a strong song with the capacity to turn the tide.
If we organize, imagine what we could do.
I have gone through this whole thing. You appreciate the gift of being nominated. You know, the nomination, it takes so much effort, years of so many people working in different parts of the world, many artists vying for it. So when the nomination comes, it's almost like an exhalation. And then it comes to, in terms of the winning and all of that. I think that I have a great chance, you know, because the song, I feel that it's a very, very strong song. Rise is a very, very strong song. And I feel that Rise has the capacity to be the song that is chosen. But that's how I feel. Everybody feels the same way. All the contestants feel the same way about the song. So on that day, all I need is, you know, the prayers of Ghanaians, the support of Ghanaians and all of that, so that maybe this could be the year that, you know, we are able to turn the tide when it comes to winning an award.
We'll definitely be praying and supporting Rocky Dawuni on this particular path. And that's it for the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noella. Coming up, international news.
The Kremlin dismissed on Monday reports that U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has spoken to Russian President Vladimir Putin in recent days as pure fiction. A source told Reuters on Sunday that Trump, who has criticized the scale of U.S. military and financial support for Kiev and said he will end the war quickly, has spoken to Putin in recent days. The source told Reuters they were familiar with the conversation, first reported by the Washington Post. Open's new tab, which cited unidentified sources as saying Trump had told Putin that he should not escalate the Ukrainian war. In an unusual move, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said on Monday no such call had taken place between Putin and Trump.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you for watching. I am Martin Esiedu-Dati.
And I am Portia Gabodu. Join Alfredo Cancer at 10 p.m. for Ghana tonight. Good evening.